He says the country is dealing with high levels of respiratory illnesses. On the list, COVID, the flu, RSV. The agency estimates at least 3 million people have become sick so far this year. 11 states have high levels of respiratory illnesses. One state, New Hampshire, is reporting very high levels. Emergency room visits for all three viruses are trending up, with most of them for the flu. And doctors say it's still not too late to get vaccinated. That's the best way to protect yourself in the coming months. Talk to your parents, grandparents, and your doctors.
Yeah.
The CDC also says norovirus cases.
This morning, medical experts are warning about a norovirus outbreak hitting several states. The CDC reports more than 90 cases confirmed in the first week of December alone. That's more than double the cases we've seen that same week over the last 3 years.
According to the CDC, the super contagious norovirus is spreading across the U.S.
And remember, with the norovirus, even if you're feeling better, you can still be contagious for up to 2 weeks after those symptoms first appeared. So make sure you keep track of when those symptoms occurred in order to help keep other people safe. As we know, this is a time when it's not just norovirus. You're also talking about COVID, RSV, and flu that's on the rise, Anna.
For being here, Doctor. As Shaq just laid out, norovirus isn't new this time of year, but these numbers are pretty staggering, almost double what we've seen in recent years. How do you explain it? Why so much worse this year?
Yeah, Anna, I want to begin by underscoring what Shaquille said, which is that this is highly contagious. I mean, it takes very few viral particles to transmit this, and this kind of runs through like wildfire in communal living spaces and nursing homes and cruises. This is why you're seeing such a rise. And within families, it becomes harder too. So that transmissibility, the contagiousness adds to it. But if I were to guess, I think there are a couple of reasons that I can imagine why. One, there's always a surge in the winter. It's possible that we haven't seen as high numbers in recent years because we weren't mingling as much for a few years during the pandemic. And, now we've changed our behaviors. Potentially, we're not being as vigilant as we should be with washing our hands, disinfecting surfaces. And second, maybe because we haven't had as many outbreaks, potentially we don't have as much immunity to some of the strains that are transmitting. Those are some of the thoughts I could think of, but we don't have a definitive answer except for the fact that it's very contagious, but very easy to protect yourself.
I learned two things today about the norovirus. One, it's sometimes called the two-bucket disease or virus, and you can think about why that is in a second here. But also I learned hand sanitizer doesn't work against it.
People across the UK have been warned to watch out for 4 illnesses circulating around the country this winter. The illnesses are expected to peak as the weather grows colder. The UK Health and Security Agency is currently monitoring the 4 illnesses: COVID-19, flu, RSV, and norovirus. Situation a Quad-Demic and urges people to take precautions. These are 4 very common viral illnesses that circulate every winter in different peaks, he explained. Getting vaccinated remains the best way to reduce the risk of catching and spreading these illnesses. Vaccination has been one of the most effective ways to protect against these seasonal viruses so far. The NHS is urging eligible people to get vaccinated as cases and hospital admissions rise. On the other side, US doctors have also warned of a Quad-Demic this winter as 4 viral infections soar and mask mandates creep back in.
Mainstream media has a new term for this flu season, calling it a Quad-Demic. And mask mandates are making a comeback in several hospitals across the U.S. In California, Wisconsin, New Jersey, New York, Indiana, and Illinois. Masks and social distancing are now required once again, just like during the pandemic. In Southern California, most hospitals never ended their mask mandates after the pandemic, but now more mandates are returning. The news, mainstream media, is saying that the surge in cases is due to the holiday season, with millions of Americans mixing and mingling at airports and family gatherings. Alameda, Contra Costa, Santa Clara, San Mateo, and Napa counties have reinstated the mask requirements. The order went into effect on November 1st and will last until at least spring, possibly April of this year. The local health orders require masks to be worn in hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, and other healthcare facilities. They are saying that hospitalizations are sharply up in major cities including Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago. This new term, this new slogan, Quad-Demic, means that a quadruple threat for flu, 19, RSV, and Norovirus are more commonly known as the stomach flu. Well, a lot of these you can prevent just by washing your hands.